students, welcome back to your SST class. So today we will start a new chapter that is there in your syllabus. That is chapter number 8, the land of ice and snow. Now before starting the chapter, let me tell you about the tundra region. So what is the tundra region? Tundra region in physical geography, tundra is a type of biome where the tree growth is hindered, that is affected by low temperatures and short growing seasons. Tundra is the coldest of all the biomes. So now, it is the coldest of all the biomes. So, what is a biome in that case? Biome is a large naturally occurring community of flora and fauna. That means plants and animals occupying a major habitat, example forest of tundra. Okay? Now, let's start the chapter. Chapter 8, the land of ice and snow. Greenland is the land of ice and snow. We all know this. It is also known as the tundra region, which is spread over the northern parts of Asia, Europe and North America. Most of this region is permanently covered with snow and ice, just like Kashmir in winter season throughout the year. Okay? So it is covered with ice and snow throughout the year. Now, what is the location of it? Greenland is the largest island of the world, located towards the northeast of North America. It is a part of Denmark and Nuuk. Nuuk is the capital, which is another name of it is Gotha. The island appears to be white as it is covered with snow and ice. So, the color is white because it is covered with snow and ice almost throughout the year. Even near Greenland, huge blocks of ice are seen floating in water. Now, before knowing what is a glacier, let us know one more thing. Tundra, the word tundra, comes from the Finnish word tunturi, meaning treeless plain. That means a plain which is treeless. It is noted for its frost molded landscapes. That is, the landscapes are molded with frost, extremely low temperatures, very low temperatures, little precipitation, little downpour, poor nutrients and short growing seasons. Now let's come to the next part of the chapter. Now let us see what is a glacier. A glacier is a huge mass of ice that moves slowly over land. The term glacier comes from the French word glace, which means ice. Glaciers are often called rivers of ice because it is continuous, so it is called rivers of ice. Now let us look what is an iceberg. Now when chunks of ice calve or break off from glaciers and start floating in the water, then it is called an iceberg. Iceberg can also form from ice shelves or a larger iceberg. So, this is the difference of a glacier and an iceberg. Now, let us look at the diagram. This is the diagram of an iceberg which is floating in the area. Now, if we closely look at the diagram, then we will see that they are very dangerous as they are much bigger below the surface of the area or the surface of the sea water than they appear on the surface. Now, do you know, students, that about 90% of an iceberg is always under the water and we generally see only the tip portion. Okay? Now, do you know about the famous Titanic shipwreck? Now, the sole reason of this disaster was a gigantic iceberg. Due to excessive fog, the crew couldn't trace the iceberg and so it collided, causing this major shipwreck. As Greenland is covered with thick ice sheets, they slide down the sloping land and fall into the sea, forming icebergs. The northernmost tip of Greenland is about 650 km from the North Pole. Greenland covers an area of about 21.6 lakh square kilometers. As the whole land is covered with ice, so the entire land is covered with ice, one has to use sunglasses to protect the eyes from the glare of the ice. Okay, because the glare reflects from the ice, so that's why we have to wear sunglasses. Land near the coast remains covered with ice for about 9 months in a year. Now the next topic is climate and vegetation. The climate of the Greenland is called polar climate because it is at the poles. It is very cold throughout the year. During the winter season, the sun does not rise above the horizon. So, what is the meaning of horizon, students? Now let's see. Horizon means the line at which the Earth's surface and the sky appear to meet. So that means the line where the Earth's surface and the sky meets together. Okay, now let's see. During the winter season, the sun does not rise above the horizon. The sun is not seen for several weeks. So, the people cannot see the sun for several weeks. Now, there is heavy snowfall as well. The temperature is always below the freezing point. So, what is freezing point, students? Now, freezing point means the temperature at which a liquid freezes. The freezing point of water is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 0 degrees centigrade. Now, extremely cold and chilly winds blow here. So, very cold and chilly winds blow in this place. Okay? Now, in summers, it is bright and sunny. So, we have bright and sunny weather in the summers. The sun shines brightly all the 24 hours in most parts. But the temperature is still below 0 degree because it is cold. Now let us know a fact. The coastline of Greenland is 44,087 km long. It is more than the circumference of the Earth at the equator. There are months of darkness in winters and months of daylights in summers. In the regions close to the poles, the sun does not set but shines even at midnight during the summers. This strange occurrence is called the midnight sun. Now, what is the meaning of midnight sun then, students? Midnight sun is a natural phenomenon that occurs during the summer in places south of the Antarctic Circle and north of the Arctic Circle, including northern Norway. Let us see what is written next. Very little ice melts in the summer season because it is still cold there. So, very little ice melts during the summer season. The only plants that grow are mosses, lichens, grasses and bushes. Please learn the names. Alright. We can see some flowers in spring as well. Both and spring season are very short in Greenland. There are no forests at all. Wood is brought in from other countries if it is used. Next topic is wildlife. In Greenland, only those animals are found which have thick coating of fur and thus can withstand such a cold climate, because since it is very cold, so if they do not have a thick coating of fur, it will be very difficult for them to survive in that extreme climate. The animals found here are reindeer, polar bear, mascots, wolf-like dogs called huskies. Please learn the names of the animals. Alright. Next, what are huskies? Huskies are also their domestic animals used for hunting and pulling sledges. So, it is used for hunting as well as pulling sledges. Eskimos depend on animals to a great extent for many things, such as fuel, clothes, shoes, needles, tools, kayaks, etc. Now, let us know what is the meaning of Eskimos. Eskimos are the indigenous circumpolar people who have traditionally inhabited the northern circumpolar regions from eastern Siberia, Russia to Alaska, United States, northern Canada, Nunavut and Greenland. So, today I have explained half of the chapter. In the next session, I will explain the second half of the chapter. Please go through the chapter carefully and then listen to the explanation so that the chapter will be very clear to you. So, that's all for today, students. Bye-bye, everyone.